Okay, so we basically tightened up the side panel. And we're just going to show you a real quick trim because some folks ask about trimming. But also wanted to mention too, be sure you save all your scraps for your project, because there's sections that you're just not going to be able to force the film over. And so a lot of times you're going to have to do a little fill in with splices where it goes down into the seat area, just to make sure that when you place the seat, which we recommend you put the seat on, look at it, take it off, finish your install, do that a couple times, to make sure that once you have it back together, you're not going to see any of the factory color. So we've got a number of splices in here, and then even some in this area, even though the covers in the top where it mounts covers up a lot of that. But keep all your scraps. That's really important. So for trimming, basically what we did is we went through, tightened up all the edges, put heat on it already, and now that the film is cool, you take your single edge blade, I lay it right underneath the body, and you're just going to run it on the angle. So for this, we're trimming right to edge. This particular golf car was super dirty, so there's no tucking it up and under. Sometimes if you have a clean body, you can tuck it up under and cut it on the back side. But for ones that have had a lot of use, you're not going to be able to do that. So we're just going right along the body edge, letting the blade follow the edge. And of course you could go back if you have a little piece you need to trim, but we're just following the bottom of that body edge. And that gives you a nice clean cut. And then what you're going to want to do once you get that trimmed is you're going to take your heat gun with your glove, and you're going to go over this whole thing, especially where the edge stops, where you just cut, and you're going to warm it. And that's going to help seat that adhesive to take its permanent bond so that you don't get any roll back or lift. But if you've prepped your surface correctly, that should not be an issue. Post-heating, like we're doing, is a very important part of installing a wrap, because this post-heating is what allows the film to take its permanent bond, because wrapping film really doesn't set till about 2 weeks after it's been installed. Then it's taken its permanent bond. So post-heating basically is helping it get started. And you go over the whole surface. And you can't do that enough. So you can post heat a couple times. You only need to, you're just waving it over the surface. You certainly don't want to stop, especially if you're using a heat gun in any one section. Keep the heat gun moving. So that was a quick piece of advice on trimming, as well as post heating, saving all your scraps, and of course you're re-wiping every panel when you start your install like we showed at the beginning. We're going to move on to the next panel.